Hello everyone, and welcome. Slight change of plans. Last week I said we might go down to that other spot and camp for a night. Well, life happens and we couldn't get out for a camp, but we are out for a day trip. So we decided to go further down the road and go to another of our favorite spots and walk the trail and see what it's like and maybe stay and have supper. Good job. The chairs that we built about 3 years ago, still good and solid. Perfect. Fire pit's still intact. There's just a bit of pine needles here on this rock. Anne made a broom a few years back and the needles are all gone off of it, but the branches are still there. So she's going to clean off the rock and then we're going to start getting a bit of firewood. There are a lot of people that come out here. There's a very popular fishing spot just down the trail. So any small dead standing is hard to find. So I brought the Katana Boy. Now, I came walking back behind the camp here and I completely forgot. I had left this standing here, leaned up against this big tree, and then I've got 3 more shorter pieces right over there. So we got tons of firewood for today. We just have to cut it up. So I didn't really need the Katana Boy for this. I could have used just any old saw. I was expecting, a lot of times when I'm out here, all I find is bigger rounds. That's why I brought the Katana Boy. I forgot I had left these guys. So I've got a little bit of the firewood cut and split. We're going to light the fire and then I'll probably go and cut up a bit more. I've got a few pieces here that are fairly straight grained. So I'm going to make another attempt at feather sticks. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do them beside me here on the table. That way, if it doesn't turn out to be a feather stick, at least I've got curls that I can use to light the fire. So I've got two pretty decent feather sticks and a little pile of curls. Anne has gathered some birch bark. So I'm going to place these curls on top of the birch bark. And I managed to make some very fine shavings. So I'm going to put the fine shavings in there. And then we'll put that on the fire lay and see if we can't light it. Got my ferro rod, and I'm going to use the spine of the knife. So it's been a while since Anne's come out and helped me film, and I'm not going to mention any names, but somebody may have forgot to press record. The fire is actually going, so I just recreated what I did. I've got a piece of birch bark with some curls and some fine shavings on top. So now we get to sit and enjoy the fire. The spine on this knife is super sharp. I haven't had any of my other knives throw sparks the way this one does. They throw sparks, but not like that. There goes Lucy nesting again.
I didn't put the blanket in properly. She's changing it.
She's teaching you how.
Yeah, this is how I want my blanket.
Anna's just found this tiny little bird's nest right on the edge of one of the trails that we walk.
Perfectly woven. Look at that. Look at those needles.
So before we get too far, we're gonna have to take a walk down and get a bucket of water so that we can put the fire out later before we leave. So this is where I normally come and get water when I'm having a fire up there. It's a little bit still on the frozen side, but I know there's no ice down at the other rock, so we'll just go over there.
It's the first time we come out and there's no junk or beer cans on the fire pit. One little fork, one tea bag. That's it. Quite impressed. Wow.
We've had a wonderful afternoon sitting by the fire and chatting, just enjoying the day. But now we're getting ready to have supper. We brought out some chicken burgers, but to go along with the chicken burgers, I was hoping to saute some onion and some mushrooms. So I'm going to start getting that ready. I've got my frying pan, got my cutting board, and I start by adding a little bit of butter to the pan. That should be plenty. And now in here, I have mushrooms. Last but not least, I have a jar of chopped garlic, which I will add to the pan once the butter is melted and everything has started to cook. So I've got the fire burning mostly at the back. I pulled some of it forward. I'm going to put the grill over it. Add the frying pan, and then as I need more coals, I can always pull stuff from the back underneath. Now that the butter's melted and everything's starting to fry up a little bit, I'm going to add just a little bit of this garlic. Mushrooms and onions are just about done. I'm going to set these over here and push just a little bit of coals underneath it just to keep it warm. Add a bit more coals under the grill. And now we brought along some chicken burgers. Okay, we're having a bit of a change of plan here. These are sticking way too hard to the grill. So I'm going to make some room in the pan here. And we'll try and put them in the pan. And finish them up in there. So the original plan coming out here was to bring hamburgers, which cook beautifully on the grill. Now, with the price of everything going crazy the way it has been lately, when I went to buy the hamburgers, the chicken burgers were half the price. Because the hamburgers they were on 2 packs for $30, and 2 packs of these was $15. So I figured I'd give the chicken burgers a go. Now I may have had to have more heat under that grill to get it hotter so that the chicken doesn't stick as fast. Who knows? But it'll still be good. We've got them cooking now. We've got the buns. It's all gonna be fine. Sometimes when you're cooking over a fire, things don't work out the way you want them to. Trying to flip those burgers and trying to get them in the pan, they were starting to get a little bit mangled. So we discussed it and we decided we would just break them all up into smaller chunks, let everything cook in the pan with the mushrooms and onions, and still eat it on a bun. Should work out great. So now that we're improvising on the meal, I had a bit of Diana sauce, honey garlic flavor, basically just a barbecue sauce. And I was planning on putting it on the bun. If I squirt it on the chicken, I don't need to put it on the bun.
they may have created a new meal.
So that's what it looks like. All cooked. Smells great. Anna's already prepped a bun for herself. We're just going to add a slice of cheese. And some of this onions and mushrooms and chicken burger mixture. Sometimes you come out here with a plan for dinner, and the bush has a different plan. But it looks good. Now I've got mine made up. Wow, it's falling out all over. Mmm. Oh wow, that is good.
Mm-hmm.
That is very good. Sometimes the campfire messes up your dinner. Sometimes it just changes the plan for the better. Mmm.
It's really good.
Very. Well, dinner didn't go as planned, but it was still delicious. That was
Fantastic.
awesome. We're going to do that again.
Yep.
But now the fire's dying down, and we managed to get in here, but there's a few stretches that are icy. We'd rather get out before it gets dark. So I think we're going to end things here. We're going to put out the fire, and we're going to get going. Thanks for coming along. It's always a pleasure having you with us. And if you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more of it, hit the subscribe button. If you're going to do that, you may as well hit the notification bell. When you do, there'll be a drop-down menu. In that menu, select all, and that should let you know whenever we put out a new video. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.